Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina, and today is Sunday. It is the 22nd of September, and it is my last day to isolate. I get to go out and join the world again tomorrow. I'm excited. Well, today's bingo call from ABCingo was the letter D, and for me, that stood for December quilt, which is a Paula Vaughn piece that you know I'm stitching for my friend Cheryl, who collects Raggedy Ann dolls, and there's a cute little Raggedy Ann doll right in that wagon there. So this is what I'm working on. Today I stitched 181 stitches. I just stitched until I ran a thread out, and I'll have to show you where it is because it's ecru stitching on an ecru fabric, so it's kind of tone on tone. But I did a little thing. I went up here where I had done the half stitches and I finished the last bit of half stitches. I had one color left to do right here. I came across the top here. I sort of was doing a typewriter method like Sarah, Stitchin' Mommy, does. I picked the next color that had just an opening in that top, trying to get a line straight across here. And I got some of that filled in around these leaves, another color in the red, and in the poinsettia leaf, especially this one. But it was small little, 8 stitches here, 4 stitches here, 12 stitches here. And then I picked up the ecru, and I started down the ecru path. And I went all the way down here and all the way down in here. I still didn't get it all done, but by then I had 181 stitches and I was about to kind of get close on my space here, and I wanted to come back up here and start getting this top area finished where I can start rolling it up to do the rest. But I'm loving it. It's a beautiful piece. It's quite fun to stitch on. The chart is in color, makes it great in the book. It's not good for a working copy, so I'm using the book chart really to stitch by, and I'm using my paper chart to mark on so I keep up with where I'm at. But anyway, I feel good about this. 181 stitches. It meets the prompt for ABCingo and for my bingo board game for the month, and so I'll take a picture now and post it, and that assignment will be met for today. I think my husband's going to bring home some lunch after church, and then hopefully I'll get to stitch again, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do. And I'm thinking that I need to pull back out my 9 ladies dancing because it's going to take me a lot of stitching to get that finished. And I really would like to keep finishing one every month if I can. So I am going to pull it out and at least work on it some today. It may not be what I do the rest of the day, but it'll definitely be my next thing I'm going to work on. So I'll do that right after lunch and hopefully have a chance to come back and share it with you later on today. In the meantime, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It is later on September the 22nd, and I wanted to just stop in for a moment and talk to you a little bit about the extra stitching that I did this evening on my 9 ladies dancing. This is my berry that I'm working on from Erica Michaels, and I had started it this month and need to finish it this month if I can, because I've done one a month all year, and I don't really want to not finish one this month. But the ones I have left to do are 8, 9, and 10. And her design, she actually has 8 of something, 9 of something, 10 of something. She does each one of them. It's not one representing the number. The middle of it is the rug that they're dancing around, I guess, on the dance floor. And it's full coverage. And I looked at it tonight And I looked at it as I was stitching it, and I made a decision, and I did something just a slightly different than what they called for. But here's my rug. And if you notice, there's a heart and there's the number 9 in the burgundy, and you can hardly see them because they're in such a dark color and they're with a dark background. But it called for that to be full crosses, and I've done it in half stitches, all inside that rug. The full crosses are at the bottom that define the outline of the berry. But I felt like if I did that any darker, if I did another leg, you'd not be able to see that 9 at all. Now maybe when it's stuffed and it's spread around, maybe you can see it better. I don't know. You can really see it better to the naked eye than you can see it on my camera. So that's good. But today I finished this rug, and to do that it took 912 stitches, and I counted these half stitches 2 for 1. So yeah, 912 stitches. This is full coverage. So now I have 9 ladies to stitch around this berry to be finished with it. But I am so glad that I took the time today to pull it back out and get that rug finished, because that was my goal today. I looked at it and I said, oh, I'll just stitch the rug. Wowzers. It was a lot of stitching. So now I have 9 ladies to stitch around there, but that'll have to wait just a little while. The ABCingo call for tomorrow is the letter R. For me, that's Rudolph's Tree Farm, which is my full coverage ornament that I started this year. And I will pull it out and I will put 100 stitches in it. I don't know that I'll put more than that in it, but I will at least put 100 stitches in it so I can meet my ABCingo goal and my bingo goal for the day. And then I want to come back and work on this berry. I'd really like to work on this berry until I finish it. So I'll do my plan for right now is to do my ABCingo stitching, which covers my bingo game, my local bingo game, and then pull out this berry until I finish it each day and just put extra stitches in it as much time as I have until I finish it. We shall see. Anyway, that's the plan. Well, it's late. Coco's just let me know she's ready to go to bed. She went ahead and went outside for her last time, and she's gotten in the bed. So I need to go join her, I guess. And I'll put this up. But I'm actually going to leave it out so I can work on it again, I hope, tomorrow. If I could do 2 to 3 of the little ladies, you know, each day, then that would only take me about 3 days, and by the 25th of the month, maybe I'd be finished with it. Who knows? We'll see. I'll keep you posted. I hope you're having a great month. I was watching Lorraine from Rags to Stitches USA tonight, and she was sharing just some of her samplers. She's had set a goal for herself to stitch on 25 different samplers in the month of September. And she said as of the videotaping that she was up to date and had done 20 so far. She didn't show us all of them yet. She likes to keep her videos to about 30 minutes. And but if you like samplers and beautiful stitching, you need to go see Rags to Stitches USA. Give her a look. I thoroughly enjoyed, Lorraine, I thoroughly enjoyed watching your video tonight, seeing what all you've been doing, and I look forward to seeing your next one so I can see the rest of them that you worked on this month. Well, I'll say goodnight, and hopefully we'll be able to share more stitching with you tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. It is September the 23rd. It is a Monday. And today's call on ABCingo was for the letter R. For me, the letter R was for Rudolph's Tree Farm. Rudolph's Tree Farm is a full coverage ornament that I started this year, and it is this one right here. So that's the one I'm working on. So today I added in one more color in the sky, the yellow, and that one starts right up here, comes down around all across the roof of the barn where the snow is starting to gather, and then off in the sky over here. All total, I stitched 147 stitches of those yellow stitches, and that was more than 100. So I met my goal for ABCingo. I was able to post it for my bingo board as well. So there you go. I'm excited about that. So I have had a wonderful day today. Today was my first day to get out and about after self-isolating for COVID. And so today my husband and I went out for lunch together, and I went to the post office. He needed to mail a package. He had sold some hiking gear, and I needed to mail a package to a friend. And so that was our big outing for the day. But it felt so good to be out and about, and the day is beautiful. The sun is shining bright. I walked Coco this morning, and it was Grand Central Station out there. We saw Bentley, who was a little dog on the next block, and his mama was walking him on our street, and he was all excited to see Coco. And then I saw a neighbor walking who said hello to Coco, and she obviously knows her, although I didn't recognize the neighbor, so I think she lives around on another street as well. But she obviously knew my dog. And then as we were walking, my next door neighbor came up. He had been out for an early morning walk before he cut his grass. And so he spoke to Coco and I. So we just had a lot of company this morning. It was great. It was good to see people. I'd been isolating a lot. So I've had a great day. And now what I'm going to do is buckle down and get some planning done, because I actually rethought some of my 3 months to the finish line. I rethought my goals for my Determined Stitchers chat group and got those a little more realistic than what I had before. I was beginning to feel pressured just thinking about those goals, and so I've pared them back just a little bit, and I'll share those before the end of the year as well. So what I want to do now is sit down and look at the calendar for the year and make sure that what I'd like to do as far as these other events that come along. I still want to do May Monday next year. I would like to do a birthday start and a new year new start, that sort of thing. So I want to look at those things and have the year a little better planned out. I have kitted up some projects that I would like to consider for next year. I need to look back through those again and see if there are any others I want to add to that pile. And just do a little bit of planning today. So now that I have finished my stitching for my ABCingo goal for the day, I can take some time to do the planning. And then if I want to stitch some more tonight, I'm going to go back to that berry. I'm going to put some more stitches in it if I can. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and in hopes that I'll be able to come back and share more with you later on. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday. It's the 24th of September, and today I started out not working on my ABCingo prompt. I'm going to do that later today. I started out finishing my berry. So I was stitching the 9 Ladies Dancing from Erica Michaels, and I worked on it a whole lot yesterday. I had a Zoom call last night. I worked on it, and then this morning I put another 122 stitches in it, and I finished her. Now, on the pattern, it tells you can put little stars or lazy daisies and patterns on the dresses to embellish them. I didn't want to do that. I kind of like having it these colors, and I don't want them, they're too small for me to put anything busy on them. So I've got blue eyes, brown eyes, and green-eyed ladies in there. It just said to take different colors and make their little eyes and mouths on them. And they're so small you can hardly see the little French knots, but it said to put just a little straight stitch in there, but I couldn't see it, so I put French knots in there instead. But it's done. 9 ladies dancing. Happy to have that one finished. And it took a lot of time over the last 3 days, but I got it done. So next month now I can go back and pick up either number 6, number 8, or number 10. Those are the last 3 that I have to do. And I may just go ahead and do number 8 next, since it's on this same pattern, and then I can go back and get the other 2 patterns out of my stash in here, so that I can finish them up. But either way, it's whatever I want to do. But I'll start that for next month. And I have decided that I'm not going to make the all 3 berries, you know, in my 3 months to the finish line, because then that's all I'd be working on would be berries. So I'm going to do those on my day that I have every week, that I can stitch on something else, I think, for some of them. But I'll share that with you a little bit later, possibly today. But I'm getting ready to have lunch with my husband. We're actually going to go out for lunch, and then I'll be back to stitching. I hope you're having a great week. I had a fun call with my sister Stephanie this morning. We had it today instead of Friday because the Emporium is this weekend, and I'll be working there all weekend long. So we had our conversation today, and I was so tickled because it's a work day for her, and other than 1 phone call, maybe 2, that she had to take, that she was able to dispense with pretty quickly, we got to steal away for a couple hours. It was wonderful. So that was fun, and I just enjoy so much talking with my sister and sharing everything with her. So even though Stephanie's not a stitcher, she loves the fact that I am, and she is very tolerant and patient and interested in everything I have to say that's stitching, and I just love her for that, because it's not what she does, but she certainly enjoys it through me. So thank you, Stephanie, for that. All right, I'll let you get back to what you were doing. I'm going to go have lunch with my hubby, and then I have to stitch on my call for today. The call for today is the letter T, and so for me, that's summer treats, and so I'll pull that back out, and I'll get to working on that ice cream cart. I'll show it to you later. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello everybody, it's a little bit later on the 24th of September, and I'm here to share with you the stitching that I did for my ABCingo today. Well, today's call, as I mentioned earlier, was for the letter T, and my letter T was for summer treats. This is a Sue Hillis design. I wanted to do this for my husband's birthday. So who knows, maybe I'll get to finish it by next year. I didn't get to finish it this year. But he loves ice cream, and that is why I picked this one. And so today I picked it up, and I just had a great time stitching. And with a few stitches in the beginning, I actually got a big block that I could just fill in a good portion. And so here's what I got done. Now there's a little more to the cart to get that front finished. But then once I get a couple of more sections here and the wheel, then I can move on to the back of the cart. But I love it. I think it's popping. It's a great group of colors. I think he will enjoy it when I get it done for his birthday. I'm looking at using it as part of a mantle display for his birthday. So there you have it. Well, that's the stitching for ABCingo today. My husband and I went to lunch at a place called Cracker Barrel. If you have those in your area, he wanted breakfast and I wanted lunch. And since you can get breakfast 24 hours a day there, well, until they close at 10 at night, that's where we went. And we had a good time, fun conversation. And when we got home, my husband set up our new iPhones. We had a phone that was about 8 years old, and we were starting to have some troubles with the batteries running down pretty quick. And so he went and talked to the salesperson at Verizon, and we were able to get our new phones. They were ordered, they were delivered today. And this was funny. They were delivered while we were at lunch, and we were supposed to have to sign for them. And I heard on my telephone in my pocketbook, I heard the sound of our door alarm, the bing. So I just grabbed my phone and I hit the unmute button and I started talking to the delivery guy. And because he could talk to me, he was able to leave them our phones for us. I told him, I said, we are on the way home. We are headed there now. I said, but we're probably 20 minutes away. And he said, I can just leave them if you're okay with that. And I said, yeah, we're okay with that. So my husband was absolutely thrilled. He was so tickled that I had thought quick enough to grab the phone and start talking to the guy, to see what we could work out rather than him have to come back or us have to go pick him up somewhere. So that worked out really well. So now he's got everything done, and we're on our new phones. So I hope everything's recording okay because it's the first time I've used it for anything. So I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. We are going to eat a bite of supper in just about an hour. But until then, I'm thinking that I may be looking around to see what else I might want to stitch on, since I had my finish of my berry earlier today. And I put so many extra stitches in this piece. I'm through stitching on it for now. So I'll have to see what else I might want to do. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you get to choose between lots of different things that you're liking to stitch. In the meantime, happy stitching. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is the 26th of September. It's Thursday, and I am about to leave to go to church to help set up for the Emporium this weekend. I've got to set up two areas, the raffle baskets and the silent auction area. These are new areas we've added this year, and they've asked me to oversee those events. So I have to go get everything set up this morning. But I just got back. My husband had a procedure this morning, just a diagnostic type thing, and he did really well. And we'll wait and see what that reveals. But he's had anesthesia, so he's sleepy, and he's probably going to be napping with Coco here while I'm gone. But I wanted to come in this morning and share with you my stitching from yesterday for my final day of ABCingo. The final call was for the letter L, and for me, that was All You Need Is Love, and I stitched on that quite a bit yesterday. I stitched more than 100 stitches. I stitched on it all day, and I wound up getting to 713 stitches all total for yesterday. But it's great. I had a good time with it. So here's where I'm at. So I was able to come across here and do the words, the lettering, the hearts, the little design below the word love, and the little girl's hair, bows and all. Got all that done yesterday. And so I felt like that closed out ABCingo in a great way. Certainly made it worthwhile. I had a Zoom call yesterday with a friend that I met on a cruise to up in Canada this year, and her name is Margot, and we I stitched and she crocheted, and we talked and caught up with each other. So that was one of the reasons I stitched so much on that piece, because I was just stitching the whole time we were talking as well. But I'm happy to share with you that gives me a blackout on my ABCingo board. I've done them all. And so all of my ones that I identified up front are done. I also used each of my ABCingo calls for my bingo for my group. So I've done a blackout on my bingo board as well. I submitted that today. So those are done. Those are taken care of. So I can put those away now. So yesterday I did something fun. I went through some of my kitted projects, and then I pulled out some more kitted projects, or projects to kit, and I kitted a couple of projects yesterday. And so I have identified at least 25 new starts I'd like to do next year, if at all possible. Next year's focus is going to be mainly finishes, because I have a group I'm in, a chat group I'm in with my friend Donna and several others, Debbie and Anna. And what we try to do is motivate each other to stitch. And so this year we're doing something different. We've set 5 goals for the year, and we're breaking those into monthly installments, and we're going to report on how we're doing every month. So for my goals for next year, I have set for myself the goal to stitch at least 500 stitches on Nativity every month, and 500 stitches on Christmas Eve every month. And then I've got 3 other goals that I have set for myself that I can break up into easy installments, which will be good. So that'll be a main focus for one thing. I will be doing Whip Go again next year. I have a Whip Go board drafted, and I'm waiting to see if anything's going to change on it before the end of the year, before I make that public. And I do intend to continue with my May Monday starts and have a start every Monday in the month of May. I don't know what I'll do in July this year, whether I'll do Christmas in July or whether I'll do Patriotic in July this year. I've been toying with that. So I'll let you know as time gets closer. But I will continue doing my bingo board, and I will continue my acrostics because I enjoy them a lot. That gives me a great way to kind of say how I want to stitch or what I want to stitch on. And I can focus my projects by putting them into the acrostics, which help me to stitch on them. But this year I had a tremendous number of starts and finishes, and I'll wait to the end of the year to summarize that, because I'll have more between now and then. And in fact, I started something new yesterday. Yesterday, I decided to go ahead and start my Erica Michaels 6 Geese laying, because I needed something with the number 6 or 200 for a prompt. And so I wanted to go ahead and get busy working on this piece. And that way it would already be available to me for my 3 months to the finish line, because it is one of my pieces. So this is 6 Geese laying right here. And I got started on it yesterday, and I took it with me today when my husband had his procedure. And so I've got a needle stuck in it, because they called me about the time when it was time to go back to recovery for him, and I just stuck my needle in it and ran. But this is how far I got. So this looks very similar to me to the number 9 I just finished, when I had to do a big old full coverage section down at the bottom. This is to look like a basket, because these are 6 geese laying. These eggs are supposed to be in baskets. So anyway, that's, I think, what that's about. But I did, again, the half stitch in here. And I think the numbers and everything show up better because I've done half stitches than they would have if I had done whole stitches. But this is a great start on that. So that's what I've been working on. I think that this weekend is not gonna lend itself very well to stitching. I'm really glad that the ABCingo and the bingo ended yesterday, because I may not be able to put needle and thread to fabric in the next couple of days. We shall see. But I'm getting ready to leave here to go to the church to get all of that started and put together. And then tomorrow I have to be there bright and early, about 8:30. And I'll be there till 6 o'clock. And then on Saturday, I'll be there till 3. And so it'll be a long weekend. But I'm looking forward to it. It's always a fun event. I always enjoy it very much when I'm there. And so I'll give you some updates maybe afterwards. And if I have any time for stitching in the evening, you know I'll share that with you too. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Sunday, September the 29th, and I just wanted to come by. Coco's here with me. I wanted to come by real quick and tell you how well our Emporium weekend went. I share a little bit about my life on here sometimes, and the Emporium is one thing I do share with you. I'm very pleased to be a part of it at our church. We do this charity event once a year where we fundraise money for a local charity that benefits at least women and children, if not the whole family. This one benefits anybody. So this year's beneficiary is Puzzle Piece Bakery. And this is a special bakery here in Gainesville that is an employment opportunity for handicapped adults. Many of them, and most of them, I think, are on the autism spectrum. But they are taught how to bake. They're taught how to wait tables, how to serve breakfast and lunch, make money, run the cash register, all about what it means to be a good employee and develop their skills as far as they can go. And gives them a viable place to work, a way to make a living for themselves, at least contribute to their standard of living. And the people there are fabulous. So if you're ever in Gainesville, look up the Puzzle Piece Bakery and have either breakfast or lunch there, or at least stop by and get your dessert for later, because their bakery is amazing. But this year, we had a big challenge. We had Hurricane Helene came through the weekend that we did our Emporium. And our governor had asked that things shut down and people not go places, so we were afraid we wouldn't have anybody come. And I've had people ask me, why did you go ahead with it? Well, we went ahead with it because we had over 60 vendors, probably around between 65 and 70 vendors who had stocked up, made their wares or purchased their wares, and had paid their fee to come and participate. It's inside our huge banquet hall at our church and the lobby and all the hallways around it. So it's a very safe building. And we knew that we were going to delay the start to pass the time where our danger window was. And so our window of time for high winds and rain originally was going to stop or be finished by 10 a.m. in the morning. And so we weren't going to start till 11 a.m. that day, to give all of our people a chance to come and get to their booths and get ready to receive guests by 11 o'clock. As it turned out, it veered a little to the east of us, and we didn't get hardly any of what we expected. So the weather was a little bit rainy, but nothing bad. I'm sorry for those who were east of us who got hit harder than they expected. But it worked out for this event, and so I'm grateful for that. This year, I was chairing a new part that we've never done before. Our vendors have always been so generous, and they've given us donations that we used for door prizes for people to win. But what we discovered over the years is as people came in with their tickets and we were putting them in the hopper and we were just pulling out winners, we'd call them the next, Monday and say, "You want a prize? We need you to come get it." And they'd say, "What did I win?" And if it wasn't something they particularly wanted or could use themselves, it wasn't worth it for them to come and get it. And every year we wound up having gifts that had been donated for the event as giveaways that people wouldn't come and claim. Then we had to figure out what to do with them. So then we had to figure out how to use them as giveaways for other charitable events. And and then we had to store them, and it was just a problem. So our committee came up with a new idea this year. We decided that we would group these things together in delightful, attractive baskets of things where you had multiple prizes. We would decorate them up nice and pretty as a gift, and we would sell raffle tickets for $1 a piece. And so we did. We also had a group of people that had some connections with folks in the Atlanta Braves and the Falcons franchises and things like that. We had some golfers in our church who had some pull at a couple of very desirable golf courses. And we had one person who really knew someone who owned or was affiliated with the spa on Green Street, which is a beautiful spa here in town. So we got packages, what we called experience packages. And those were donated to us, and we did an auction for those. So we've never had an auction before, and it was a silent auction. You just wrote your bid down. We didn't have an auctioneer or anything like that because people come and go, they're just walking by. But I am thrilled to let you know that our new little events of the silent auction and the raffle baskets that I was in charge of went over really, really well, especially the raffle baskets. So I am tickled to death that new edition brought in over $2,000 to add to whatever we will, pull together from ticket sales and booth rentals. And that's what we give to our beneficiary. And then, of course, our bakery that we sponsor from the church, all the ladies in the church bake from scratch or order cakes from bakeries that no box mix here. It's scratch. Everything's made from scratch. And there's a whole section of gluten-free and all kinds of stuff. But the bakery always makes a huge, huge contribution to the total that we're able to give our beneficiary. Now, I don't know the total yet because our bakery has to total everything up, and then they have benefactors who will say, "I can't be there that weekend, but I want to send you a check." So we always wait about a week or so to let all the contributions come in, all the donations come in for the event, for those who couldn't be there, maybe couldn't get in there to shop with the vendors. And so in a couple of weeks, we'll know how much our total is. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to share it with you, and I will. But that meant for me this past weekend, I went to the church on Thursday about 10 o'clock in the morning, started setting up the tables for the baskets, making the baskets as the donations came in, and I had enough to group together that, made sense to put together. I had a helper there, a volunteer there who was fabulous. Her name is Nancy, and we had seen each other in choir enough to say hi, but we had never really spent any time together, didn't know each other. And we really hit it off and had a great weekend working together. And she was so dedicated. She stayed right there with me Thursday until we shut it down. We had baskets made for both days. We actually gave away 12 baskets on Friday, and we gave away 16 baskets on Saturday. So that was exciting. But she was right there with me, Thursday. And then Friday, I had 2 more volunteers, and Nancy came back to help me after she got her husband situated because he's recently had knee surgery, and she had to get him all taken care of first. So she came in about lunchtime, and helped me till the very end, helped me break down everything. She was wonderful. So it was a great experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed getting to talk to people as they were filling out their tickets and chatting with them about their expectations of the Emporium and what they were looking for. We had great vendors, a lot of variety. I was just tickled to death that it went so well, and I can't wait to hear how we did, to know what we're going to give our beneficiary. But the bakery really, really needs some equipment. They need a cooler and a couple of things that are really high dollar items, and so we're hopeful that we'll make enough to buy them one of those. I mean, they get to decide what they do with the money, but we're hoping it's enough to meet one of their big needs, you know. So I feel really privileged to be a part of that, and so happy it went well. But that meant that I was at the church manning that booth all day Friday till 6 o'clock, and all day Saturday till 3, and then we had to shut everything down and count all the money and turn it in, and, you know, to break everything down and put everything away. And so I got home about 4:30 Saturday. So it's a gift of a weekend, but it's also a gift of many hours ahead of time in meetings and planning and shopping. I tell you what, I'm so grateful for Hobby Lobby right now, because I got a large portion of my baskets and my pottery that I built my gift baskets around from Hobby Lobby. I got them donated from people in the church, and I also picked up a few things from some secondhand stores and things like that that were really precious. So, you know, I've got a couple of ladies now that are all excited about doing it next year, and they're going to be looking for things all year. That will be fun. So I just wanted to share that with you. And just because it's so new, I wanted you to kind of get a view of what I was talking about. So I took a little tiny clip just of all the baskets that we had made on day 2. And I just kind of turned around and let you see the area that I was helping to man over the weekend, and give you an idea of how that worked. So that was fun. Glad that it's behind me now and I can think about other things. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening. I am working on a cross stitch project that you have seen before, and I am pushing it to a finish. I have been working on it the little bit of time I've had as I woke up early, or as I wanted to unwind before I went to bed over the weekend. So I've been putting some stitches in it, but it's not ready for me to show you yet because I really want to finish it. And I think I can finish it this month. So unlike what I normally do, where I show you my stitching every night, since it would be the same project, I'm not going to show you till I'm through stitching on it. Either I've finished with it, or I've decided I'm not going to finish it this time and I'm going to put it away if I get sick of it. So I'm going to be doing that right now. And then, so the next clip you see, hopefully, will be a finish. I took a finish over to Hobby Lobby yesterday after all was over at the church, on my way home, as my reward for making it through another year of this big event. I took Christmas sentiments to Hobby Lobby to get it framed. So I talked with a new employee there. She's worked there before. She remembered me from before, and she knew what to do with needle art. Mindy wasn't there yesterday, so I worked with Nancy instead. So maybe in a couple of weeks, I'll have another FFO to share with you. Wouldn't that be nice? But that was my gift to myself for making it through this big event that takes a lot of energy and effort and time. And I just like to celebrate it when I'm done. And I couldn't think of a better way. So, okay, I'm going to let you go. I've been prattling on now for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to stop and I'm going to go stitch. And then in the next day or two, hopefully, I'll have an FO to share with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. It is later on Sunday, September the 29th, and today is a red letter day. I'm so excited to let you know that I have a finish. It didn't take me nearly as long to finish this as I thought it might. I thought it might take me today and tomorrow, but I was able to get it done today. So I'm talking about Coastal Holiday. Now this is the part that goes on the front of the box. This is a storage box, and it stores 3 Christmas ornaments that I've also stitched. So this was my third and final stitch of this series from Hands On Design. So I love it. I think you can see it's got the cute little birds, the little sandpipers. It's got the crabs. It's got a mama crab and 2 baby crabs. It's got a beaded garland. The beads are clear. They're on this, and they're on at least one of the ornaments. So this will be the front of the storage box that you keep the ornaments in. And the ornaments are here. I've stitched them before. So here's the one that says, this one says Noel. This one says peace. And this one says joy. And I put my friend's name, the Millers. I dropped it down just a little bit so I could put their name on that one. So they could put this one in the middle because it'll be just slightly taller so I could get their name there. But I am going to contact a finisher to see if she's willing to take care of this for me. I'll send her the pattern and the pieces and ask her would she be open to finishing it for me, and how much would she charge me to do that, and just see if I could work that out, because that way I could get this ready maybe for this Christmas if she's got time, and if not, at least for my friend's birthday. So that would be awesome. I wanted to do this as a thank you because they've hosted us at their house a couple of times when we've come back from cruises, and I just think it would be lovely to be able to give them something. They live in Florida, so their Christmas is more beachy than anything else, and so I thought it was a perfect series to stitch for my friend. So once again, my latest finish is called Coastal Holiday, and it's my 4th finish in this series. Now I've done the whole thing, so I'm very happy about that. Thanks for letting me share that with you. And I'm so tickled to have it done. I don't have to carry it into 2025. I had not put it as part of my 3 months to the finish line, so I was thinking I won't get any work on it, and that's why I pulled it out to work on it. And it was one of those things, once I got started putting all my extra stitching into it after my ABCingo, and I didn't have a call, for each day, I just stitched on this every day. And it took about 4 days to finish it. So that was great. Anyway, thanks for letting me share it with you. I'm getting ready now for my Zoom call this evening with friends. I can't wait. And I do have some sad news. Got a text today from our hostess from our lake house stitchers. The hurricane did a number on their lake house. Took down a bunch of trees in their yard, blocked their driveway with a tree. We're not going to be able to go this weekend. I'm very, very sad. So I've got the word out to the group. Anybody that would like to regroup and come here and just stitch for the weekend and go ahead and do our Halloween swap, since we all worked so hard to get it ready for this weekend, we'll see if anybody wants to do that. It won't be the same as being at the lake, but, we could still get together and stitch. So I'm waiting to hear. I've heard back from 2 already that are in. And so I know I'll have at least 2 guests here this weekend, and I'm hoping I'll have 2 more. So we shall see. But I'll keep you posted on how that develops. I asked my husband how he felt about that, and he said, it won't bother me if I don't bother them. He said, I am going to be here, and I'm going to be sleeping in my own bed. So He said, you won't be able to share the bed with anybody. So that means they'll have to bunk up 2 and 2, but, you know, I don't think they'll care. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on how that develops. But, you know, I'd love to have a weekend of stitching with my friends. Who wouldn't? All right, I'm going to let you go. I got to get ready for my call, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy stitching. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is September 30th, and I'm going to wrap up this little video with a introduction to my whips that I have chosen for my 3 months to the finish line. So first I'll show you what I stitched on in my Zoom call last night. I picked up my September wordplay and I put a little over 200 stitches in it. So I added these 2 words or 3 words, and I added this little girl. I have one hand and then a little 1/1 flower to stitch to finish her up, but the call was over and I put it away for the night because I'm going to pull this back out when I tell you about my 3 months to the finish line. So let's talk about that. I want to thank Gervais once again for this game. She created it, and I think she's playing a version of it again this year. And so it inspired me to do it myself. Gervais, I've been wanting to do it for 2 or 3 years, and so finally I remembered it in time to do it this year. So I have selected 6 whips that I want to play the 3 months to the finish line game with. And that game simply means that I've numbered them 1 through 6, and I'm going to roll 1 die, and whatever I roll, that's what I stitch. And when I finish it, then I've got 3 whips in waiting that I call my alternates, and I will pull one of those up to fill that number. So since I have 3 alternates, I can do that 3 times before the end of the year. If I finish more than the 3, so that I've used all my alternates, then I will most likely take that number and add it to one that's left over, so that I would have 2 chances to roll for that whip to try to push all of them as close to a finish as possible. So I wanted to share with you today what whips I have identified and where they are, so you know my starting point, because it starts tomorrow. So let's get started. First off is Christmas Parade. So this is a cottage garden design. I started this at a retreat with a bunch of stitchers. Everybody at our table, I think, started this. And therefore I want to get it stitched. So this is where I'm at. Here we go. On that one. And this will be number 1. Doesn't mean I'll start at first. It's just when I roll a 1, this is the one I will stitch on. So that's Christmas Parade, my number 1 in my 3 months to the finish line game. Number 2, I just shared with you, and that is September Wordplay. And this is what I have on it. This is the September Wordplay. And then that's number 2. Number 3 is one you've been seeing me work on because I worked on it at retreat. And I'm sorry I don't have a good copy of it because it's a download, but it's Teresa Koga I Stitch. That's what I do. And this is where I have gotten to on this one. So I finished the little lady, and now I just have to finish the other half. That is number 3. Number 4 is a brand new one. It's the Zephyr Hill Sampler. It's in 3 parts, and for the game 3 months to the finish line, I am working on part 1. This is part 1. It's the left third of the piece, and I got started on it at the Garage Stitchery Retreat, and I got most of the border for that piece, that section, done. So that, again, is only finishing part 1 for the game. Then I could go into next year and do parts 2 and 3, hopefully, and finish it sometime next year. That's the idea anyway. So that would be numbered 4. Number 5 is 6 geese a-laying. Okay, so 6 geese a-laying is this third berry right here. And I've gotten a great start on it. I got the whole basket done. So this one should be fairly easy to get to when the time comes. And that one is number 5. Number 6 is 10 Lords a-Leaping. I don't have a start on that one yet. It's not even a whip. So it will be a new start and a finish for that 3 months, because it will be the final one I have to do. Here we go, 10, 11, and 12. It's the 10 Lords a-Leaping right there. But when I finish that one, I'll have all 12 of them done. So that is number 6. So it will be a start and a finish, hopefully, in those 3 months' time. Now, here are my alternates. My first alternate is the October wordplay. I'm trying to finish these up. I'd like to get all 12 of them done. I'm not going to get them done this year, but I could finish them maybe by mid-year next year. But here's the start I have on October. It is started. Have a whole lot more to do on it than I do September, as you can see. But I am doing them on the same fabric. Okay, that's the first alternate. And then my second alternate is called Penguin Pear. Pardon my reach, but I have all these project bags sitting over here next to me. This is part of the hands-on design. It is the Polar Plunge series. And I started this again at the Garage Retreat. And that's what I've gotten to. So this one I've done 1, 2, 3 others. Right here. This is number 4. And there are 2 more. And so I'm hoping to finish this one in this 3 months to the finish line if I get to pull it forward as an alternate. And that would only leave me 2 to carry forward to do, to start and finish sometime maybe next year. So that's alternate number 2. My final alternate, I also worked on at the Garage Retreat, and the name of it is In Autumn. It's a Tra-La-La collection, or collection Tra-La-La. Said that backwards, sorry. And I have a start on it. So this is how much I've gotten done so far. So there you go. I'd like to finish that. It is the final alternate because it'll be the last one I pull in to try to get done by the end of the year. I'm not sure how many I will make, but that's the plan. So now you've seen my 6 primary pieces and my 3 alternates. I have so enjoyed reading your comments on things that you're going to do in your 6 that you're doing 3 months to the finish line, those of you who are doing it with me. I was on a planning Zoom call last night with my friend Lori from Once Upon a Stitch, and our friend Dee and my friend Donna, and we were doing our planning for our October acrostics and stitching and all the challenges that we were going to do, talking about, even starting to talk about plans for next year. And I asked if anybody there was going to join 3 months to the finish line with me, and they all just laughed and carried on because we all stitch very differently. My friend Lori and Dee both have sort of a 2-day rotation. They have their plans made, and they plan for a 2-day rotation on all their pieces that they have normally stitched on. But this month, Dee's going to do something different. And she has a few pieces she wants to push to a finish by October 31st. And so she has, in all of her acrostics and things, she's using them over and over again so that she puts more and more and more stitches into each of hers. And I do think if you count them up, though, there are about 6 of them she's working on. They're smalls, but she's going to do something in 1 month instead of 3. So similar idea, but a little bit of a different focus and push. My friend Donna is almost finished with her Hawk Run Hollow, Farms at Hawk Run Hollow, that she has been personalizing and working on diligently over this year. She's on her last block. So in October, she wants to finish Hawk Run Hollow. And so a lot of her acrostic picks were for Hawk Run Hollow. Not all of them, but a lot. And so I'm hoping and got my fingers crossed, Donna, that you're going to do that. I know you will. But it's so much fun to talk with each other and share ideas and talk about what we're going to try to do. Dee shared several plans that her stitching group has for events they can participate in next year. One of them is 25 new starts for 2025. Another one is 25 finishes in 2025. And 12 ornaments, 1 per month, which I'm participating in. And so, you know, it's so creative, and it helps inspire us to share our ideas. So I encourage you to do that with your stitching friends as well. And anything you want to share with me in your comments always gives me ideas. So thank you for doing that. Well, I'm going to wrap this video up and say sorry for the delay. Being at the Emporium all weekend really kind of pushed my videoing and editing and things out of what my normal schedule is. But I'm going to try to get this one done today and get it up so it's only a day late. In the meantime, until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody.